Hello, Taurus the Bull. Here's your weekly horoscope for February 21 to February 27th. Well, I believe this week is going to be a lot better than last week. We had Uranus in your sign of Taurus in a very direct and exact square to the planet Saturn in Aquarius. And those two planets are pretty opposite. And when they square off in the sky, it can indicate a lot of crises and disasters. And we certainly saw that last week in North America with a lot of weather disasters. This week, the square's still going on, but this week, at least, we do also still have Saturn sextiling Chiron, which helps soften it somewhat. But the good news is we have Mars in your sign of Taurus trining Pluto. That's a very positive aspect. Let me explain why. First of all, Taurus, you don't really care for a planet like Mars. You don't like the type of energy that Mars brings, which is like, come on, it's pushy, let's go, let's move, let's get moving ahead. Taurus is like, whoa, I'm slow, I move at my speed, Mr. Mars, don't push me. But when Mars is in Taurus, you're going to be pushed. So while it's been there, you probably have found that sometimes your life isn't your own. You're just being carried along by the events of the world or things that are completely out of control. And yes, some of these issues may have come to a head last week. The good news is it's softened a bit for this week, and with Mars trining the planet Pluto in Capricorn, that's a very good thing, and here's why. Pluto is a very strong planet. It rules the sign opposite yours, Scorpio, so Taurus can handle Pluto. Taurus can handle Capricorn. And with Mars and Taurus trining Pluto in Capricorn, I find that that's the type of energy that Taurus needs to be more firmly on their feet. And also, Taurus is a sign that is very good for building very solid structures, grounding foundations to build upon, perhaps. So when Mars and Pluto get together and there's a very positive aspect as they do, what I like about it is it gives almost everybody a lot more strength, a lot more endurance, and the ability to weather very difficult times at the same time that in response to that, you're building firmer structures and a firmer ground to stand on. So that is a very good aspect, and maybe I didn't explain it all that well, but I hope that this week you'll see that things should get a little bit more stable for most of you. Now, with the sun moving into Pisces, let me cover Venus in Aquarius first, because it's only there till the middle of the week while it's still squaring this Mars and Taurus as well. Relationships last week were full of crisis as well for a lot of people, and probably for you since Mars was in Taurus squaring Venus. And what we have there is relationship crises and issues, concern about loved ones, fighting with loved ones perhaps. But once Venus moves into Aquarius, by the end of the week, it joins the Sun, which is already there, and Neptune, its ruler, which is already there. And for you, Taurus, that puts a few planets in the 11th house of what we call the hopes, wishes, and dreams for the future. What that means is that you tend to be a bit of a dreamy sign when you want to be. You can be very creative. And this is a good thing because with these planets, the Sun and later Venus and Neptune in Pisces, it does tend to give you a lot more imagination, a lot more vision, and a lot more hope for your future, very likely. If you're a person of faith, it's helped as well by having more faith in yourself and your higher power. And so, in general, Pisces planets are good for Taurus. I like that planetary or that sign combination. I find that they work usually pretty well together. So you should begin to see this week that things are going a little bit more your way. Now, Mars is squaring Venus till Wednesday, so there still could be some crisis issues to deal with early part of the week. But as I said, things should level off by the middle of the week and moving on. The planet Jupiter, which is the major benefic in astrology, is trining the moon's north node pretty much all week. So what that means is everybody will either need to or want to delve much more deeply into their emotions. There's a bit of a karmic aspect with Jupiter and the moon's north nodes as well. I can't get too deeply into now because it's a little bit convoluted. But let's just say that good karma can come your way this week with that aspect. And as well, you can create some good karma, or you may reap the benefit of good karma as well this week. Now, Jupiter is still square Lilith till the end of the week. Lilith is a point in the sky. It's not a planet, but it seems to be where our more negative emotions lie. And with Jupiter trining the moon's north node and squaring Lilith, some of the negative emotions need to come up to be processed, Taurus. Like, you're a sign that does sometimes keep things in, and when it comes out of you, it's like the bull in the china shop, and it can be destructive. So better you let it out in small doses and express it so that you don't flip out, basically. And the Jupiter trining the moon's north node will help in that regard. With Saturn still squaring Uranus till April 10th and basically off and on all year, it is a year of crises. It is also a year of changing structures and changing routines. And that's something you don't care for. But you know what? Everybody has to do it from time to time, including your sign. So I urge you to take a look at and work with what needs to change. Be open to change. With Neptune in Pisces, the only aspect it makes pretty much this week is to the moon. It's going to square the moon at first in Gemini, which may not affect you as much. It is then going to trine the moon in Cancer from Monday to Wednesday pretty much. And that's good for you because water signs and Taurus work out pretty well. You know, Taurus is an earth sign, so if we use a gardening or horticulture analogy, which is very akin to you, well, earth you can't grow anything in earth without water, generally. So water and earth mix very well and is very fruitful and very abundant for you. So this could be a much more prosperous or abundant week ahead, even just by nature of Neptune making all these aspects to the moon for you. When it opposes the moon in Virgo on Saturday, even that's not so negative for you. You may be able to come to terms with some things emotionally by the end of the week that you've been dealing with for a while, and perhaps going into next week, things might be looking up again. I hope you have a great week ahead, Taurus. Good luck to you.